News tickers blazed across screens worldwide. Trump inks hold extremely good call. The headlines flashed urgently, capturing the attention of millions as the world's media scrambled to interpret what this meant for the future of global diplomacy. The world seemed to pause, holding its breath, sensing that something significant was unfolding. In bustling city centers and quiet living rooms alike, people stopped to watch, aware that the outcome of this conversation could ripple across continents. In newsrooms from Washington to Beijing, journalists worked frantically, piecing together every available detail about this pivotal conversation. Editors barked orders, phones rang off the hook, and analysts debated the implications, knowing that the stakes had rarely been higher between the leaders of the world's two largest economies. This was no routine check-in. It was a high-stakes call at a moment of global tension, just days before Trump's highly anticipated state visit to Beijing. The timing was critical, with both sides facing mounting pressure over trade, security, and regional influence. The call set the tone for the upcoming negotiations, offering a rare and valuable glimpse into the health of a relationship that shapes not only the fate of two nations, but the direction of global politics and trade. Every word exchanged was scrutinized for signs of progress or discord. Trump's extremely good vibes comment suggested a surprisingly constructive atmosphere, a welcome sign amid the often fraught and unpredictable dynamics of US-China relations. For a moment, optimism flickered, hinting at the possibility of cooperation. In a world gripped by economic uncertainty and shifting alliances, this direct line between the White House and Zhongnanhai has become more crucial than ever. It serves as a diplomatic lifeline, a channel for dialogue that can help prevent misunderstandings from spiraling into crisis. The conversation was a powerful reminder that, despite fierce rivalry and deep-seated differences, dialogue remains open. It is this willingness to talk, even in turbulent times, that steers US-China relations through the stormy waters of global politics. Was this a genuine breakthrough or merely diplomatic theater for the cameras? The world watched, anxiously hoping that this single, consequential call might bring a measure of stability and predictability to a relationship that affects billions. For now, all eyes remain fixed on what comes next. President Xi Jinping made one thing crystal clear during his high-profile meetings with world leaders. His position on Taiwan is absolutely uncompromising. In every public appearance and private discussion, Xi has consistently emphasized that Taiwan is not just another diplomatic issue, but a matter of national pride and core interest for China. Taiwan is China's red line. For Xi, the island represents a non-negotiable boundary, a symbol of China's territorial integrity that cannot be crossed without severe consequences. The Taiwan Strait, long a geopolitical hotspot, is now at the very center of China's foreign policy priorities. In his conversations with then-President Trump, Xi left no room for ambiguity. He stated that Taiwan is the most sensitive and potentially volatile issue in US-China relations, demanding extreme prudence from Washington, especially regarding arms sales and official contacts with Taipei. Any perceived support for Taiwan's independence, Xi warned, would be met with strong opposition from Beijing. Xi framed this stance not merely as a matter of policy, but as a defense of China's sovereignty and historical legacy, a principle that is simply not up for negotiation. He invoked the weight of history and the will of the Chinese people, making it clear that any challenge to this position would be seen as a direct affront to China's dignity. Reiterating the One China policy, Xi issued a stern warning. Any move by foreign powers to support Taiwan's independence would be interpreted as a direct challenge to China's core interests. He called on the international community to respect China's sovereignty and avoid actions that could escalate tensions in the region. Xi's message was both firm and strategic. While he expressed a preference for peaceful resolution and dialogue, he made it clear that China's position is unyielding. The door to negotiation remains open, but only within the framework of the One China principle. By raising the Taiwan issue so forcefully ahead of Trump's visit, Xi aimed to set unmistakable boundaries and prevent any miscalculation or misunderstanding. He wanted to ensure that the US fully understood the gravity of the situation and the potential consequences of crossing China's red line. The conversation placed a bright marker around Taiwan, labeling it as a potential flashpoint that demands the utmost caution from all parties involved. The world was put on notice. Any misstep could have far-reaching implications for regional and global stability. For both leaders, the stakes couldn't be higher. The future of US-China relations and the peace of the Asia-Pacific region may well hinge on how the Taiwan issue is managed in the years to come. After the call, President Trump wasted no time projecting confidence. He described the conversation as excellent and full of extremely good vibes, shaping the narrative at home and abroad. Trump's optimism was strategic, reassuring markets and allies that US-China relations were stable and productive. He's always believed in personal diplomacy, suggesting his rapport with Xi could transcend deep disagreements. This upbeat message set the stage for his Beijing visit, creating momentum for tough negotiations ahead. Trump's praise also served a domestic purpose, painting him as a skilled dealmaker managing a complex foreign policy challenge. The good vibes weren't just words, they were a calculated move to bolster his image and diplomatic leverage. The world took note. Optimism for now was the order of the day. The Trump-Xi call wasn't just about Taiwan. It spanned a vast landscape of global issues. Trade was front and center, with Trump pushing for a more balanced relationship and increased Chinese purchases of US goods. The leaders also discussed major security crises, including the war in Ukraine and Iran's nuclear ambitions. As permanent UN Security Council members, their coordination on these issues is essential for global stability. The call underscored the complexity of US-China ties. Economic, political, and security interests are deeply intertwined. Both leaders recognize the need for comprehensive dialogue, not just single-issue negotiations. This wide-ranging discussion allowed them to gauge each other's perspectives and identify areas for potential cooperation or conflict. Managing this complexity is vital to keeping the relationship stable, even as competition intensifies. The Trump-Xi call was part of a broader Western effort to reset relations with China. European and allied leaders have been making their own trips to Beijing, seeking to re-establish dialogue after years of tension. The new strategy is de-risking, not decoupling, reducing dependencies while keeping communication open. Trump's upcoming visit is the next step, with face-to-face diplomacy seen as essential for real progress. The positive tone of the call lays the groundwork for a productive summit, reflecting a pragmatic acceptance of China's global influence. The challenge: compete where necessary, cooperate where possible, and keep the lines open. A sobering moment in the call: Xi's direct warning on US arms sales to Taiwan. He called such sales provocative, risking regional tensions and undermining fragile trust. For Beijing, arming Taiwan is more than business. It's interference in China's internal affairs, and a threat to reunification. Xi's message was clear: this is a red line, with the potential to trigger a major crisis. The warning, delivered at the highest level, carried renewed urgency amid rising military activity in the Taiwan Strait. Even as cooperation is sought elsewhere, the Taiwan issue remains a dangerous flashpoint. Despite sharp disagreements, both leaders acknowledged the necessity of cooperation. Trump and Xi agreed to continue dialogue as equals, seeking outcomes that benefit both sides. This spirit of mutual respect is the foundation for managing competition without conflict. Each leader listened to the other's core concerns: Xi on Taiwan, Trump on trade and security. The ability to have a frank exchange and still call the conversation excellent signals a willingness to find common ground. Both understand that full-blown confrontation would be disastrous for their countries and the world. The call reinforced the paradox. US and China are rivals and partners, compelled to collaborate on global challenges. Their positive tone offers hope for a more stable, predictable future, even as competition continues. Just hours before speaking with Trump, Xi held a virtual summit with Russia's Vladimir Putin. This diplomatic doubleheader revealed China's balancing act, engaging both rivals to assert its global influence. The meeting with Putin reaffirmed the no-limits partnership, while the call with Trump showed China's pragmatism. Beijing knows its relationship with the US is vital for economic and strategic reasons. Stabilizing ties with Washington is as important as deepening alliances elsewhere. These back-to-back summits showcased a confident, agile China, shaping its own diplomatic path. Xi's message: China is a central force, not to be isolated, but engaged on its own terms. The recent call between President Trump and President Xi Jinping was more than just a diplomatic exchange. It was a vivid snapshot of the rapidly shifting landscape of global power. In a world where every gesture and word is scrutinized, this conversation symbolized the delicate balance that now defines international relations. The world watched closely, aware that such high-level interactions can set the tone for years to come. The notably positive tone of the call signaled a renewed commitment to dialogue over confrontation, a crucial step in an era marked by uncertainty and rising tensions. Open communication between major powers is essential for global stability, and this willingness to engage in constructive talks offers hope that diplomacy can prevail over rivalry. It's a reminder that, even amid competition, cooperation remains possible and necessary. However, Xi's firm warnings regarding Taiwan served as a stark reminder that deep-seated fault lines persist. These unresolved issues have the potential to escalate quickly, threatening not only regional peace but also the broader international order. The world is reminded that beneath the surface of diplomatic pleasantries, significant challenges remain, and the risk of conflict is ever present. Looking ahead, the future of global power dynamics will depend on both leaders' ability to skillfully balance cooperation and competition. They must find ways to build on shared interests, such as economic growth and climate action, while managing core conflicts that could otherwise spiral out of control. Their choices will shape not only their own nation's destinies, but also the fate of the world. China's simultaneous engagement with both Russia and the United States highlights its growing confidence and ambition to influence world events. By forging strategic partnerships and asserting itself on the global stage, China is signaling its intent to play a central role in shaping the future international order. This multi-pronged approach reflects a new era of diplomacy, where alliances are fluid and powers more widely distributed. The old unipolar order is gradually fading away, giving rise to a more complex, multipolar world. In this emerging landscape, China stands at the center, driving change and challenging established norms. The world's major cities buzz with anticipation as leaders prepare for a future defined by new alliances, shifting priorities, and unprecedented challenges. The upcoming Beijing summit will be a critical test of whether this recent positive momentum can translate into real, tangible progress. As diplomats and journalists gather, the world will be watching to see if meaningful agreements can be reached and if the spirit of cooperation can overcome the forces of division. Ultimately, the evolving relationship between the United States and China will define our era. In a time of uncertainty, careful and persistent diplomacy remains our best hope for ensuring peace, stability, and shared prosperity for generations to come.